With prestige trainer Kevin Cunningham, trainer of Erickson Lubin, going to be performing June 26th on the co-main event of Gervonta Tank Davis and Mario Barrios. What's good, Coach? How you been?
Oh man, I'm good, man. We down to crunch time now. 1 week away, and we ready to rock and roll.
It was a great performance the last outing with Erickson Lubin, beating Gausha. It was supposed to be a final eliminator with the WBC, but you know how boxing works and boxing politics. But here we go again, and got to prove himself to stay in that position that he actually earned. What do you feel about this? What do you feel about Jeison Rosario?
Well, I think he's one of the bigger, stronger junior middleweights in the division. He punches pretty good with both hands, and he's tough. So like you said, we thought we fought the final eliminator against Gaucher, but look like this is the actual final eliminator. So we got to get past him to get to the champ, and that's what we plan on doing.
That's what I'm talking about. So what's the new what you implemented new in this training camp to get over this over the Jeison Rosario hump?
Well, I mean, each camp is different because each opponent is different. So based off the opponent that we're facing for that particular camp, we prepare differently, and we do different things in each camp based off who the opponent is and what he brings to the table. So each camp is relatively different. A lot of the stuff is the same, but in terms of preparation and game planning and strategy, it's always going to be different because you're always facing a different opponent, different style, and different challenges in different opponents. So other than that, camp has been great. We've pretty much we ready to go. We've been ready for the last maybe 2 weeks. So we're on cruise control right now. So camp has been tremendous.
So how many fights you have with Erickson Lubin again?
We've had 5 fights together.
Oh, so by now the chemistry is y'all working
5 fights in almost 3.5 years now.
So it's like a well-oiled machine right now. The chemistry is there.
Yeah, the chemistry is definitely there. We're clicking on all cylinders. Everything, every aspect of camp, every aspect of the strategy and game plan is on point. And like I said, I know it's cliche to say that this has been one of our best camps. This has been actually our best camp, and we always have pretty good camps. I run a pretty good program, a tight ship, but Erickson came to camp more prepared this time. He got ahead of the game. He got his weight down early, so that made things a lot easier, a lot smoother. So we're ready.
Now, of course, the outing with Charlo didn't go the way he wanted to go, and I know he's chasing for the gold. But is it more he's chasing for belts, or he want that man that actually beat him for those belts? Jamal Charlo. I know you can't look past your opponent, but is that the goal?
Well, I mean, the ultimate goal is to become world champion. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't say he's chasing anybody in particular. He's chasing greatness, and in order to be great, you have to become world champion, and once you become world champion, you have to maintain being world champion and defend your world title. So if he gets the get back fight with Charlo, great. If he becomes world champion and Charlo's not available and he's gone to another weight division or whatever the situation may be, that's fine. He's just looking to become world champion and being one of the best 154 pounders in boxing.
And what's you could say Jeison Rosario's strength, so you could go inside so you could go into June 26th and neutralize his best attributes. What do you think is his best attributes?
I mean, like I said before, I mean, he's a good puncher. He punches pretty good with both hands, and he throws some of his shots. He throws them from kind of awkward angles. So, but we plan on taking away the things that we know he's going to go to, and showing him some tricks of our own, and setting him up for what we want to do. You know, it's not about, you know, what he's doing. I mean, a lot of fighters in this division are pretty good punchers. So you know, you if you prepare properly, the name of the game is to prepare your fighter to take away his opponent's strength and put your fighter in a position to be able to execute and implement the things that he do well. So, you know, that's what we plan on doing.
That's what's up. The Hammer got to nail this one. And on June 26th, you know, you're prepared. You didn't bring anybody in the sparring that helped Hammer prepare for this bout?
Yeah, well, I mean, we had a couple of good sparring partners. You know, one of our guys that we've used. He's come to camp with us several times. That's Karan Davis. He's coming off a draw with Anthony Durrell on Fox. Mm-hmm. So he was, you know, he's pretty heavy. He's a 168 pounder. So he brought that weight and that girth that we needed. So it was good to have him in camp. And we had young middleweight, Jeison Sylvain. He's gonna be, people are gonna be hearing about him. He's pretty tough. So I mean, we had some pretty good sparring. He even sparred a lot of rounds with Leon Lawson, who's in camp with me also. And he's
gonna be fighting Gilmore.
Yeah, he's fighting Gallimore the next day.
Gallimore.
Yeah, he's fighting Nate Gallimore the next day. So, you know, they've all been working together. You know, sparring has been great, and the whole camp has just been a tremendous training camp.
Yeah, you already trained for Gallimore, so this was a better smooth transition for your fighter to go inside of Gallimore. Gallimore's not an easy opponent as well.
No, he's no chump. So that's a big step up fight for Leon. This is a huge fight for Hammer, and you know, we got to go out and go 2 for 2 next weekend.
Now, last time I spoke to you about the last performance, and you know, Lubin, you know, naturally is a fighter, and he could go in there with a bang and stuff like that. What are you going? Is it going to be more disciplined? Just try to box him, pick his position, and not try to take him out of there, and just be more disciplined in boxing when he does got a lead, or he just going to go out there and bang like the usual Lubin? What do you want to see from him?
Well, if you've watched his last 4 or 5 fights since he's been with me, I think you'll see a more poised Erickson Lubin, and I think that's what you're gonna see on Saturday night. He's gonna be the guy he's gonna be the more class, more skillful, and I think he's gonna outclass at times. He's gonna outclass Rosario, and then there's gonna be times when he puts himself in position to you know,
entertain, outslug.
You know, he's going to put himself in a position to drop the shots that he wants to drop, that would position moving Rosario into and setting him up for us. So there's going to be a mixture of everything. You know, he's going to show the fans that he's multi-talented. He can box, he can bang, good offense, good defense, and he's going to show a little bit of everything in this fight.
And that's what's up. I know you're so focused on June 26th. But also on June 26th, we got Gervonta Tank Davis and Mario Barrios. What do you think about Gervonta Tank Davis moving up to 140?
I think he's still going to be just as powerful. I think Mario Barrios has the height, the length, the reach advantage. But, you know, it's all on a matter of Barrios will be able to execute and take advantages of his advantages and continue that for 12 rounds. So that's what he has to do. He has to be able to execute using the height and the reach, but you got to have good footwork also to go along with that to control distance and range. And you know, with Tank, he's also very he has a high IQ, boxing IQ. So if you're repetitive and he picks up and gets a bead on your timing, he'll take advantage of that also. So, but it's just a matter of when he closes the distance and gets in position to drop his power shots, and will Barrios be able to withstand Tank's power is going to be the $1 million question.
Yeah, man. Just let me ask you your opinion on the heavyweight bout. I thought he was gonna get the undisputed heavyweight championship bout, but we got the trilogy with Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. What do you think is gonna be? Who you think is gonna win? And what do you feel about the press conference?
Well, actually, I think it's gonna be an interesting fight. I think that fight has some serious racial overtones that's going to take place during this promotion. The last time I seen something like this, a heavyweight fight with these type of innuendos and this type of tension, was Larry Holmes and Jerry Cooney.
Okay.
And I think this is going to take it to another level.
The closer it gets.
Yeah, in terms of the racial tension that's going to be involved in that fight. And,
do you think it's promo, or do you think it's real? It's some real tension, or it's?
Well, I think Deontay Wilder speaks from the heart. I think what he said, he feel what he's saying is how he really feels. I don't think he's saying this. Any of the stuff that he's saying, I don't think it's because of promotion. I think he really believes in what he's saying with respects to, when you're talking about race and the issues and what we've gone through in this country for years. So when he speaks to that and he brings that when he interjects that into the whole promotion and the whole, I shouldn't say the promotion, just because you can't get away from the race issue. Race is involved in everything you do in every aspect of life, including boxing. So when he speaks to that, he's real about it. And he's standing on what he's talking about. So Tyson Fury is a colorful guy. He's obviously white guy that can box, and he's got a huge personality, and
moves like a black guy in the ring.
Yeah,
he got that swag. He got that rhythm.
One thing that's not white about him is his rhythm. So I think Deontay's got a lot of pressure on him.
Yeah.
In this situation, because with all of the accusations and whatnot, and along with the racial component, he's got a lot on his shoulders.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he's in a must-win situation. So that's a lot of pressure. But he can do it. He can do it. Will Malik Scott bring the things to the table that will help him rectify and correct some of the technical things from a technical standpoint? Will it translate in the ring? We just have to wait and see.
Yeah. If it's one thing as a coach that you see, that if you could just tell him one opinion, one advice as a coach to Malik Scott, what to work on, what would you tell Malik Scott to work on?
Well, actually,
implement on.
I wouldn't tell another coach what to do. I mean, that's what he's being paid to do.
Yeah.
To analyze the situation, evaluate the situation, and implement what needs to be rectified in the situation. I wouldn't want to speak to telling him, Malik, you need to do this, you need to do that. I don't think that's my place to do that. I think that's his job to figure that out, and that's why Deontay hired him.
What do you think about the WBC with Juneteenth, celebrating Juneteenth and creating a belt, and Biden actually, moving away a little bit from boxing, but WBC is celebrating the Juneteenth and creating a belt, and Biden signing a bill to make it a federal holiday. What do you feel about that?
I mean, it took almost 450 years for them to make that particular holiday actual holiday. I mean, at this point, I mean,
kind of watered down. Or?
Yeah, it's just politics to me.
Okay.
And as far as the WBC making a belt for Juneteenth, I mean, I don't know what to say about that. I mean, there's so many different belts. I think we got enough belts.
I feel you. The number one belt they are going for, especially to become the mandatory for the WBC holder. Whoever wins, if Brian Castaño or Jermell Charlo comes with a win, what do you feel about that matchup?
A matchup between Brian
Castaño and Jermell Charlo. Because after that, I mean, after this fight you're gonna be having, and after their fight, you know.
Yeah. We definitely, you know, interested in who wins that fight. But I think that's gonna be a solid fight. I don't think people are giving Brian Castaño a chance in that fight, and I think he's a solid fighter, and I think Jermell's gonna be in a real fight, but I think Jermell will win the fight.
Thank you, man. Again, June 26th, co-main event. You got Erickson Lubin, the Hammer, gonna hammer the nail, versus Jeison Rosario from Dominican Republic. Is a great matchup. I think is actually is a tough. It's actually the best matchup in the night, in my opinion. I steal the show.
I think this is one of the best co-main events that boxing has had in years.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the Lubin Rosario fight is highly anticipated. Everybody's talking about it, and it's a main event on a regular Showtime Championship boxing, but we're on pay-per-view, so with co-main event, and like I said, it's one of the best co-main events that's been made in years in the sport of boxing.
Yeah, man. Thank you, Coach.
All right, no problem.